This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Historic Great Plains Coliseum, where a champion will be crowned today in the third annual Great Plains Invitational. For the third straight year, the Lawton High Wolverines find themselves in this game with a full matchup against Tulsa Memorial. The Chargers and Wolverines getting together for a battle that will go a long way this season, including a possible rematch at the end of the year between two great teams.
Yeah, both teams are leading their districts early on in this year, and both teams have really been marked as two state championship contenders, much less just state tournament contenders. So people around the state are kind of watching their eye here in Lawton, Oklahoma at a potential 5A state tournament matchup.
Starting five for each side, starting with Memorial, Isaiah Garrett, Jaleel Cotton, Jaden Johnson, Fabian Harris, and Antonio Love in charge of running the offense for the Chargers. Lawton High's first five, Tavarius Deans, Marcus Rucker, Anthony Patrick, Nikel Adams, and Panay Vashigote as we get set for this title game. Chargers looking to make history as the first ever team in this tournament not named Lawton High to take home the grand prize. MacArthur won third place moments ago, and Eisenhower took home the seventh place game.
Seeing Lawton High going with more of a big man setup here, as Marcus Rucker is the smallest man out of the court as the primary ball handler. Got the trees of Patrick, Adams, Vashigote, and Deans to deal with the size. Tulsa Memorial will throw at him here in this one.
Vashigote in the middle to jump with Garrett. The ball is tipped, and here we are. Garrett controls it for the Chargers as it's triggered out to Johnson. Johnson swings it around to Love. Love going to drive baseline. Pushes it forward, up and good for the first points of the game from Jaleel Cotton. Rucker races down the floor across the timeline as Deans gives it to him. Pitches it outside of Vashigote, who launches a triple, can't hit. Rebound is hauled in by Garrett. And Garrett will bring the ball up the floor, working on Rucker. Garrett trying to drive and kick for the three. Set up perfectly, and the three does not cash home. Vashigote has the rebound, racing down the floor. Vashigote through the trees inside, lays up a finger roll, no good. Rebound pulled in by Garrett again. Garrett calls for Johnson to evade Vashigote. Johnson now races down the floor, has a chance to step into a three, thinks better of it, goes outside instead for a triple attempt from his teammate off the back iron, no good. Second chance opportunity here for the Chargers following the miss by Harris. Harris could not miss last night, off to an 0-1 start so far as Love found Johnson. Johnson working on Deans, back outside to Love. Love going to drive baseline behind the back, pulls it out to Johnson. Johnson swings it once more to Harris and again to Garrett baseline. Garrett working against Vashigote, has it back to him in that same matchup. Vashigote cutting it off baseline, one more pass to Johnson in the corner, back inside now to Garrett. Garrett working on Adams, kicks out to an open corner shooter from three, and he cannot splash it home. Nikel Adams has the rebound. Adams watches as Deans goes to work for a finger roll, no good. Rebound collected by Garrett and sends it to Johnson. Johnson down the floor working on Deans. One more to Garrett into the corner for Love. Antonio Love driving baseline, undeterred for an easy layup. 4-0 run for the Chargers. First time we've seen Lawton High get punched in the mouth out of the gate this week, and really first time they've had to play much from behind this season. It's been a perfect start for them. Deans tries to get everyone aligned as Adams sends back to set a screen for Vashagote, pops out, triple handoff, faked with Deans. Now he does go to Deans. Adams screens for Tavarius, who loses it behind his back. Deans swings it over to Rucker. Rucker eyes the rim, working on Love. Back out to Adams, who fumbles it. Adams launching a three. Nykel Adams can't hit. A rebound collected again by Isaiah Garrett, who's gobbling up the glass right now. And working against Vashagote. Wants a screen from Harris and then gives it to him on the pitch. Back over to Garrett. Garrett working on Patrick baseline. Throws up a layup, fouled in the process.
First citation on the Wolverines here in this one. That one issued to the big man, Nykel Adams. Seen him play with foul trouble most of the night last night, as did Deans and Vashagote, his partners in the trees.
Vashagote, of course, fouling out of last night's affairs. The first free throw at the Trey can cut it. Charity stripe is good. Vashagote in the starting lineup for the first time in this tournament, as Garrett front irons that free throw attempt. That's a 5-0 run for the Chargers, and it opens the door for the Wolverines to retaliate off the miss. Vashagote goes right to the rim, headstrong, gets fouled on the way up, and he goes for his turn at some Trey can cut it free throws.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Rylan. Really the first time all year Lawton High has been punched in the mouth out of the gate. Even in last night's slugfest down the stretch, they got to an 11-0 run on MacArthur. So 6-0 Wolverines going to be tested early here in this one.
Vashagote's first attempt up and good. Nothing but nylon on the Trey cut it charity stripe attempt. Second look from Vashagote to make this a three-point game. Back iron. Rebound pulled down by Garrett. Who else? He's Mr. Clean, cleaning the glass for the Chargers. Johnson goes baseline, puts his shoulder into the defender, pitches it back out to Garrett for three. He lines it up, can't knock it down. Harris battles for the rebound. They say it's off of him, and it'll be Wolverine basketball.
Yeah, the 6'5 junior Isaiah Garrett really been everywhere early on in this one.
Deans pitches it to Vashagote on the dribble handoff. Vashagote goes to work on Johnson, back to Deans. Javarius Deans, hop step kick out. Patrick for three, lines it up, can't hit. Rebound collected by Rucker, goes back with the putback, it's in. So Marcus Rucker cleans it up, makes it a two-point game. Garrett walks it across the timeline. Working against Vashagote, the best defender on the floor, and over to Love. Love puts his head down on Rucker, rises up for the mid-ranger, no good. Rebound by Johnson over the back, goes up the layup, that can't rattle in. Ball loose, collected by Deans. Deans comes down the floor, lobs it up to Vashagote, who cannot slam it home, but does get fouled as they tried to go over the top of the Chargers.
Seen Deans and Vashagote connect on that last night early to bring this Lawton crowd to its feet, and gets fouled in the process tonight to send him to the charity stripe once again.
These Trey can cut it free throws could tie the game if Vashagote can go perfect. Hits the first. Changes for each side as Adams comes out in favor of Braden Burrell. Johnson and Harris take a seat. As Hinshaw is in, the steadying guard off the bench for Memorial. Antonio Love will inbound the ball. And he tries to get it in and does to Garrett. Garrett between the legs of Patrick to Love, who goes to Hinshaw. Hinshaw races down the floor, kicked out to the corner. Gonna launch a three, Garrett splashes it in. Jalil Cotton on the three, he's got 5 points. But the Trey can cut it triple. It's a three-point lead for Vashagote, trying to tie it up again, and he can't do it. Rebound pulled down by Garrett. Isaiah Garrett has it taken away by Patrick. Patrick's all alone. The finger roll, good. Just a 1-point game as Anthony Patrick gets the steal and the hoop. Into the corner, Cotton gonna line up another three. Can't cash it home after hitting the other side corner. Rucker racing his way in transition, blocked in the process, but fouled as well. Foul should be on Henshaw after Cotton had the clean block. First personal foul on Henshaw. But third on Tulsa Memorial at the 3-minute mark. Front iron the first. Trey can cut it, free throw attempt.
Avi Young going to check in for Marcus Rucker, the shooter, and Cody Jackson, the 6-foot senior point guard, going to check into the game for Memorial.
Rucker launches, splits the difference. Nylon on that free throw attempt as Rucker comes off in favor of Avi Young.
Seen Avi Young provide a spark off the bench for the Wolverines here this weekend.
Asher Gote blows pass by Henshaw. Dump off pass down low. Cotton tried the layup, which was taken away by a Braden Burrell block. Didn't get the shot attempt up as Henshaw came barreling into Burrell.
Burrell just at the last second got out of the legal defending position. Was anxious to take the charge as he'd set that one up way early.
Barnes comes out the bench for the Wolverines, who now can go small. And a foul away from the ball called on Deans. Three fouls to each side. Inbound pass made, trying to go up strong, and another foul called on Deans. And they're actually going to call this to Vasher Gote. His first, so he has one, Deans has one.
I'm sure Lawton High will favor that rather than tacking two to Deans on early in the first quarter.
Will Cotton hits home his first attempt at the charity stripe. I'm sorry, Joe Colbert. Colbert rattles them both home. Johnson comes back in. He takes off Fabian Harris, who is only in for one possession. Playing offense, defense are the Chargers right now, using their entire bench. Each team can go deep into their bench with talented players. Deans looks back for the signal and goes to Patrick. Patrick dribble handoff of Vasher Gote. Vasher Gote, one more to Young. Young back out to Patrick, who thought about a three. He's a deadly shooter from out there and goes to Vasher Gote. Vasher Gote skips it to Young, who will launch the long triple, but can't bury it. Over the backboard it soars as it's pulled in by Colbert. Colbert, one dribble, pitch out, and here comes the Kobe Jackson-led Chargers. Johnson in the corner, soars it back to Jackson. Jackson, one more skip pass over to Colbert. Colbert back to Jackson. Jackson to Johnson. Johnson on Vasher Gote, not a matchup you want, so they're going to swing the ball back to Colbert. Colbert loses it. Vasher Gote scoops it up. Vasher Gote off to the races. He's going to soar up on Johnson and lay up the finger roll. Going coast to coast like butter and toast to tie the game. Jackson harassed by Taylor, and a timeout called by the Chargers. We take it with them.
Whether you're buying or selling, today's real estate market is proving trickier than ever.
We've been doing this for over 22 years.
So if a problem does arise, you can trust us to solve it.
Let us use our years of experience to guide you to buy or sell your home.
Trust the team that's gotten it done with over 12,000 deals done in the last 22 years.
Always call our Payment Berries team.
We're not bragging, we're just applying for a job.
Chargers inbound to Jackson. $1:35 to go. Jackson swings it to the corner, inside to Johnson. Johnson, low block layup, missed. Johnson has his own miss, gets it outside of traffic. Jump stop from Colbert goes up off the front iron, no good. And Young stops the possession.
3 on 5 here.
With numbers, goes forward with a Champ Brewer triple that's off the mark. Patrick has it, swatted away. The Charger basketball.
There is a rowdy Lawton presence tonight as there was last night, making their presence felt early. Not in agreement with that call.
70 seconds before the end of the first, a tied game at 10 after the hot start by the Chargers. Young in transition now. Young has it poked away, but a foul comes in after the steal was made by the Chargers. Young. Pitch out. Lines up a three. Deans hits it. Devarius Deans gives Lawton High the lead, 13-10. The Trey can cut it triple, allows Lawton High to grow that 3-point lead. Jackson harassed. It's almost taken away, bobbled away, and is. Vashagote now going to go coast to coast. He's going to rise up. Dunks it home with the foul. Panay Vashagote jubilant on his way to the baseline for a chance at a three-point play as a demoralizing steal and slam with the citation added on. First foul called against Isaiah Garrett, who's been dominant down low. Will bring Vashagote to the Trey can cut it charity strike to push this lead out to 6.
He splits it to complete the three-point play the old style.
Patrick harassing Jackson. Jackson looking for the ball back, gets it, needs to cross the timeline, hits it ahead to Henshaw. Into the corner. Garrett thought about a three. And now will drive on Rucker with 18. And he airmails the pass into the backcourt. No Lawton High player touched it. It's a backcourt violation. And so after the Chargers punch Lawton High in the mouth, it's the Wolverines with all the momentum.
Often been said, Ryland, basketball is a game of streaks and runs, and it's been none more prevalent than right here in the first quarter, as the 6'4" senior forward Jalen Branch will check into the game for the Chargers.
Young with 14, swings it over to Patrick, back to him. Young to Brewer. Brewer inside with Deans. Deans navigating through the trees, throws it off the glass and in. Deans leaped up to grab the rim after the layup, but no further action required on the half-court heave, not answered. Lawton High by 8 after the first frame after this.
Want to take the stress out of your next remodel or building project? Comanche Home Center can deliver all the lumber, supplies, and tools right to you. When you're done, they'll pick up anything you don't use and give you credit towards your next project. Give Comanche Home Center a call today for a free estimate.
Here at Carpet One, we have a great selection of carpet, hardwood, vinyl, tile, laminate, and area rugs. With all this, you're sure to find exactly what you want for your home. Come browse our exclusive selection or give Carpet One at Comanche Home Center a call today for a free estimate.
At Firehouse Subs, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders across the country. So at Firehouse Subs, we don't just make subs. We make subs that are big, bold, and craveable. We make our subs differently because our subs make a difference. Whether you order online or on our app, Firehouse Subs Rapid Rescue to Go will have your subs boxed, bagged, and ready for pickup. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs. Save more lives.
8-point lead for the Wolverines as they have stolen back the momentum of this game.
little 2-for-1 there at the end, as they will get the ball with the possession arrow coming out. Chance to extend it to the largest lead between either team had the night at 10 or 11.
Lawton High will inbound the ball. They go in the backcourt all the way to Champ Brewer. Brewer gets a screen from Young. Driving into the lane, jump stop jumper at the elbow. Rattles home, a friendly roll from Brewer, who's been an unsung hero of this tournament, getting starts in the previous two, doing damage off the bench already. Johnson picked up his dribble, hits it ahead to Harris. Fabian Harris working on Barnes. Barnes slips and falls and almost strips it away and does strip it from Harris. It's Barnes in a 2-on-1 chance with Brewer. Barnes going to soar up, can't finish. Asher Gote gets the rebound, and he still dribbles it out of traffic, and now Lawton High can reset for a second chance. Asher Gote gets the play. He's got Harris in isolation as Deans brings the ball on a crossover into the paint. Fadeaway jumper, no. Empty trip after 2 tries for Lawton High as Johnson collects a lollipop throw from Harris. Johnson gets it poked away by Barnes. Barnes with a second straight steal, soars up, and Johnson rejects it off the glass, but a foul called on the Chargers to send Barnes to the Trey Can Cut It charity stripe.
Jaden Johnson, an opposing figure at 6'6", tallest member on the floor for either squad. Him and Jalil Cotton both checking in at 6'6" for the Tulsa Memorial Chargers. First one's back ironing out.
So second attempt coming from Barnes, trying to split the difference and extend this 10-point lead to 11. Does.
Cody Jackson, the senior point guard, checking back into this contest.
Cody with a K. Jackson inbounds it over to Antonio Love. Love races down the floor at the nail, tosses to the dunker spot off the glass, no good. Rebound ripped down eventually. The double pump off the window. Does it roll in? No, but he will go to the free throw line. Isaiah Garrett, Jalil Cotton, I should say, strolls there.
Foul will be tagged to Vashagote, who good effort to go the full 94 feet just to get back into that play.
But still picks up his second citation as Cotton sinks the first. Cotton's second attempt rattles in. So Jalil Cotton gets 2 to bring the Chargers closer. Dean swings the ball back to Young. Young one more to Brewer, who's going to launch a 3. Champ Brewer can't find the bottom of the net. Harris does find the rebound. Over to Jackson. Kobe Jackson hits it ahead to Love. Antonio Love now working on Brewer, trying to probe the lane. Almost has it poked away from behind. And now kicks it out to Jackson, who goes inside for an easy mid-range jumper. Is good. Knocked in by Jalil Cotton. Cotton on a personal 4-0 run. Dribble handoff. Jab step. Launching the 3 off the dribble. No. Back iron, no good. Harris gets the rebound. Harris is swarmed and goes to Jackson. Jackson give and go with Harris. Harris in the front court, chased down by Barnes. Barnes has a man in the corner, doesn't see him until it's too late, and now streaking past the Wolverine defender was Jarrett Colbert, who heads to the free throw line after a Lawton High foul.
Second whistle on the Wolverines here in the second frame. That one's going to be tagged to Avi Young.
Avi Young's first foul. Colbert at the free throw line. Brought to you by Trey Can Cut It. Scan the QR code and book your next appointment with Trey Cut It. Why haven't you let Trey Cut It? Where appointments prevent disappointment. Scan that QR code right now.
Right now.
Second free throw attempt up and good. Deans goes ahead to Rucker. Rucker back to Deans. who goes to Barnes. Barnes sparks out the orders over to Champ Brewer. Back to Barnes, once more to Rucker. Rucker eyeing a skip past the Patrick, and they eventually are going to try to find him. But it's Rucker going to drive and kick to the corner for Champ Brewer's three-pointer. That's off the mark. Rebound collected by Cotton. Jaleel Cotton goes over to Antonio Love. Antonio Love in isolation on Patrick, working inside to Jackson. Jackson being harassed by Barnes, finds Fabian Harris off a screen for a three, and he splashes it in. The Trey can cut it triple, keeping the Chargers in this one, as it's a 21-19 game. Rucker throws it away into the stands, as it was Deans who tried to find Rucker into the stands, and that brings a substitution to the table in Juan Barney for Lawton High.
Chargers now on a 9-0 run to cut into this deficit, which was once 11 at one point here in the second frame.
Antonio Love working on Rucker, gets bumped by him. Love going to go into the lane. Finger roll no good, but the foul cited on the freshly checked in Barney. I believe. We'll see who they officially give it to. It'll be Rucker's first citation. Trey can cut it, charity stripe. Let's see if it's kind to Antonio Love. First attempt is nothing but nylon. Travis Hunter won the Heisman Trophy. Love goes 2 for 2. Timeout on the floor, we take it with him.
At Firehouse Subs, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders across the country. So at Firehouse Subs, we don't just make subs. We make subs that are big, bold, and craveable. We make our subs differently because our subs make a difference. Whether you order online or on our app, Firehouse Subs Rapid Rescue to Go will have your subs boxed, bagged, and ready for pickup. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs. Save more lives.
$21-all after the Lawton High timeout. Rucker has it in the backcourt. He's trapped there. This goes over to Barnes. Barnes one more to Deans. Deans over to Rucker. Rucker going to drive in, kick out, deflected by Love. Love on the deck now. Barnes scrambling for it, and it's Harris that comes up with it momentarily before it's taken away by Barney. Barney throws it ahead to Patrick. Patrick skips it to Rucker. Rucker jump stop, throws up a prayer, not answered, and Barney gets fouled.
So the mad dash right there ends in favor of the Wolverines as they'll see Juan Barney head to the charity stripe for his first point of the night.
The Trey can cut it, charity stripe. Going in Lawton High's direction now. Barney misses the first. Still, he has a chance to break the tie in the 21-all game. Brewer checks in to take off Rucker. So it's Brewer, Patrick, Barney, Barnes, and Deans on the floor for Lawton High. Second free throw up and good. Jackson will inbound from Memorial to Love. Flanking him, Harris with Cotton and Colbert. Jackson to Colbert. Colbert at the nail, dump off pass to Cotton. Cotton gets two defenders on his back. Throws up a shot, wants the continuation, won't get it. And the foul will be on the floor.
As if this weekend's shown us one thing, we might need to think about adding continuation to the rule book in the state of Oklahoma, as there's been multiple three-point play opportunities taken away by the out-of-dated rules.
It's a pretty archaic style, starting with no shot clock. I'm surprised there's a three-point shot, as they need a timeout to inbound the ball. So we'll take it with them.
Clothes nowadays are so expensive. And no matter how good a sale is, you still walk out spending hundreds on barely anything. Goodwill is the place to go. We have a wide variety of affordable clothing for all ages. To help you save, we have weekly specials from half off to 99-cent items. Make sure to check out our colors of the week before you start shopping to get more for less. Save at your local Goodwill today.
After the Memorial timeout to avoid the 5-second violation, they're going to inbound below their basket with Jackson to get it in. He has the options of Colbert, Love, Cotton with them, as well as Harris, and the foul going to be called blocking on Barnes.
That one will put the Chargers in the bonus and send them to the charity stripe.
Brought to you by Trey Cuttett. First foul on Barnes, who had foul trouble last night.
But then again, who didn't?
A whole new crew in there. There's Love. Sinks the first. All tied up at 22.
Great number 22 is.
Great Taylor Swift song.
Great year of age to be.
Second attempt. Good. Antonio Love perfect at the charity stripe. Gives the Chargers a 1-point advantage. Deans fires it ahead to Brewer. Champ Brewer across the timeline. Swings it to Deans. Deans looks at the sidelines for the play. Goes to Barnes. Barnes going to run it. Over to Brewer. Brewer back to Barnes. Barnes with Patrick. Patrick to Barnes. Barnes goes inside Deans, surrounded by 3 Chargers. Jab step drive from Deans, trying to muscle his way in the paint, can't do it to Brewer, who finds Patrick, the 3 taken away, but Brewer going to launch a 3, wiped away by the travel.
Seems to be a bit of makeup call for the missed travel on Patrick in the corner that was missed before the swing pass.
A late reaction from the Zebras, sees Love racing down the floor in the paint, loses his dribble, now has to kick it out to Jackson. Jackson goes back to Love. Love inside, low block layup, no good. Put back, no good. And Lawton High wrestles it away before a third opportunity could arise. Barnes comes down the floor in transition. Barnes picks up his dribble, throws up a floater, no good. And it's tapped out of bounds by Barney to go Tulsa Memorial's way.
We spoke a lot about archaic and the new generation. How do you feel, Rylan, about the gray and black uniforms the USAA wears for the officials rather than the classic white and black stripes?
I think it's a good look. Jackson walks across the timeline, goes to Johnson. Johnson trying for the entry pass, makes it to Cotton. Cotton, 1 dribble move, turn around in the trees. Kick out for an open 3-point look. The hesitation from Love makes the shot offline. Johnson saves it, but into the hands of the Wolverines. The Wolverines lose it momentarily, but Champ Brewer has a 3-on-1 floater. Lob pass denied. Colbert rejects it off the glass. Love comes away with it from the carnage. Going down the floor, dump off, soaring up, can't punch it home. Overzealous there, leaping toward the rim instead of a textbook layup that would have given them some easy points. Love kick outside. The Euro step through the lane, pitch out taken away by Johnson. Johnson hit ahead to Love. Love has him and Johnson on the fast break, lays it in.
Memorial on a 15-2 run here.
Momentum is clad in blue and red right now.
Chevis Smith has sent Panay Vashigati to the table.
And the foul called will get him in the game and be the 3rd of this frame on Memorial. First on Cody Jackson. As Nikel Adams comes back in as well.
And that'll complete the starting unit back on the floor for the Wolverines, who saw them go on the 10-0 run at one point to take a big lead.
Avi Young inbounds to Deans. Javarius Deans gets the ball back top of the key, swings it one more to Young, back to Deans. Dean's a couple steps behind the three-point line, goes to Young. Dean's trying the entry pass, taken away to Adams. Adams gets it right back. Adams flings it outside to Young. Young going to launch a triple. Young hit as he throws it up, and it's going to be offline. Rebound brought down by Colbert, but a travel call on his way to the deck, and that's a hard call to justify, perhaps making up for the tackle drill on the three-pointer. As you can't really travel until you have possession, which he didn't have until he was on the floor. But nonetheless, Young will inbound to Vashergote. Swings it around to Patrick. Back to Vashergote. Vashergote flings it over to Patrick, who's going to launch an NBA three. Splashes it home. Anthony Patrick has done damage at the Trey can cut it three-point line. He continues that trend with that bucket to tie it up. Here come the Chargers down the floor. Chargers trying baseline. Poked out by Young. Out to Colbert. Colbert goes into the body, over to Johnson, off the glass, and good. A hoop in the harm from Jaden Johnson. Can make this a three-point game at the minute 10 mark before intermission.
The Memorial Chargers really making their presence felt, making their money down in the paint here, whereas Lawton High has really relied on that three-point play. Two different routes to a close ball game here.
First attempt at the Trey can cut it charity stripe. Can't hit. Rebound by Vashergote. Vashergote with 67 seconds. Brings the ball out. Pitches out to Young. Young trapped at the timeline, over to Vashergote. Vashergote into the corner. Dean in and out dribble, back out to Vashergote. Taylor has it. Taylor pitches it to Vashergote on the dribble handoff. Anthony Patrick going to launch a three, and he cannot hit another one. Rebound deflected out of bounds by the Chargers and then by the Lawton High Wolverines, and it will go to the Chargers.
Checking in Fabian Harris.
Fabian Harris, the 6'3" junior guard, makes his way onto the floor for the remaining 43 seconds.
The Chargers race down the floor. And Johnson is going to get rewarded with free throws.
Nikel Adams was the offending party as he went up to challenge Jaden Johnson at the rim. The third already on Adams here in this one, so we will only have 2 fouls left to give the remainder of this contest. Juan Barney checked into the game for the Wolverines.
30.7 as Johnson will take his second Trey cut it free throw. Can't hit. Vashergote on the miss. Down two. Hit ahead pass to Patrick. Patrick back to Vashergote. 26 ticks left. Young gets bumped and fouled. Blocking foul will be the fourth citation on the Chargers.
Next whistle for either team will send the offended party to the free throw stripe.
Entry pass made to Patrick. Patrick goes out to Vashergote. Vashergote eyeing the clock. Vashergote with a screen from Dean's hop step floater. Good. The feathery touch from the big fella will knock this game at 27. 5 seconds to go. They're going to have to quickly get down the floor. And the shot will come from Hinton shot. The buzzer, no good. So we've played 2 quarters. We've made no progress. 27 all. Stay tuned for second half action on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Miller Noble Heating and Air Conditioning, we offer preventive maintenance agreements, summer tune-ups, and service calls. During the summer, when your air conditioner breaks, you have to give us a call. Well, with preventive maintenance agreements, it prevents that. We go out, service the air conditioners, and prep them so they don't fail on you in the peak time of the year. The U.S. Department of Energy states that you can save up to 30% of your utility bill by having your system properly maintained.
favorites for just $7 each? That's crazy. Or am I crazy?
Seeing sevens? It's a sign to order from Pizza Hut's $7 Deal Lovers menu.
This holiday, she's not settling for anything less than the Triple Treat Box from Pizza Hut. Featuring pizza, breadsticks, and dessert, starting at $19.99.
It's a good deal, bro.
Get the holidays delivered with Pizza Hut.
When it comes to your health, you want and deserve the best. You want a hospital with the highest quality scores in the region and one that provides safe, excellent care. Southwestern Medical Center has been a part of this community for 115 years and has a history of delivering compassionate, skilled health care to Lawton and Fort Sill. Choose the hospital that has always put the health of this community first. Southwestern Medical Center. Be well. Live well. That's
Southwest Foot and Ankle Clinic has specialized in the medical and surgical treatment of the foot and ankle for the past 40 years. And they provide all treatments under one roof. From x-rays, radial pulse therapy treatment, to surgical treatments, all with one goal in mind, providing the highest quality medical care with good old-fashioned Oklahoma compassion. Call to set up an appointment today. Southwest Foot and Ankle, 580-357-8720.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
Get ready. It's time for the Billingsley Annual Gigantic Ford Sell-Off with the best prices of the year on all remaining 2024 models. Zero down, no payments for 90 days, and giant savings up to $10,000 on the 2024 new F-150 Platinum truck that out-tows, out-hauls any other truck in its class. Only at the Billingsley's Gigantic Sell-Off. Save thousands on all remaining new 2024 trucks in stock. Only at Billingsley Ford and Lawton, Duncan, and Altus.
The heart of Oklahoma, where your home isn't just a place, it's your peace. At Century Roofing, we understand the importance of protecting your peace. We're experts in roofing technology, techniques, and customer service because we care about Oklahoma and we care about you. At Century Roofing, we combine quality craftsmanship and exceptional service because your home deserves the best. Century Roofing, staying on guard for Oklahoma.
Lawton Fort Sill Regional Airport, just 1 mile to anywhere, offering non-stop service to Dallas-Fort Worth. Fast, friendly, and convenient without all the hassles. Easy parking, and with close proximity to your arrivals and departures, all in their newly renovated terminal. Here to there in just 1 mile. To book your mile to anywhere destination from LAW, log on to AA.com. or call 800-433-7300.
Lawton Community Health Center is a place for babies, kids like me, and even teenagers. Nice people are there to help you when you're hurt or you just don't feel good. And even if you do, they give you medicine so you don't get sick and physicals so you can play sports. I'm happy to know they'll be there when I need them. And my mom is too.
LCHC, your hometown healthcare.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed, because your success is our success.
4D Landscaping and Irrigation has been providing top-rated professional landscape and irrigation services for the past 25 years. They take your vision for that perfect landscaping project for your home, new construction, or business and make it a reality with their easy financing options. You'll want to make sure to ask them about their seasonal services too. 4D Landscaping and Irrigation. Call 510-9983.
Second half action about to begin, 27-all after a tightly contested first half with many runs. Memorial inbounds the ball to Jackson. Jackson goes to Cotton, who has it at the elbow. Cotton dances around to Harris for three. Harris knocks it down. Nylon for Fabian Harris. 3-0 run to start the half and a 3-point lead for the Memorial Chargers. Rucker gets a screen from Deans. Pop outside to Champ Brewer. Brewer prances around the perimeter and gets downhill with a toss to Patrick. Patrick swings the ball back to Brewer. Brewer pitches it back outside to Patrick. Patrick to Vachagote. Vachagote rises and can't hit the three. Rebound put in by Deans to clean it up, and he gets the hoop in the home.
Seeing the three-pointer on the other end to start this, and now going to get a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play as Lawton High will look to tie it up.
Second foul on Cody Jackson as him and Champ Brewer, two players that did not start the first half but are starting the second. Rucker does tie it at the charity stripe, brought to you by Trey Cuttett. Here comes Love, down the floor, in the lane. Love lays it in. Dean's trying to retaliate. Goes to the corner. It's Brewer going baseline. Jackson using it as a fellow defender. Trying to force middle for Brewer. Brewer into the teeth of the defense, kicks out to Deans for three, and Javarius Deans hits it. A 6-2 run for Javarius Deans as Lawton High takes a 1-point lead. Jackson dishes it. Garrett going to drive baseline. Garrett trying to reverse on Vachagote, denied. Follow up by Harris is good. Now we ride the seesaw. Chargers by one. Into the paint. Dump off pass to Rucker, blown up, and it's off the leg of Deans for a Lawton High turnover. Antonio Love brings the ball up the floor. Tosses it to the corner. Back to Jackson, into Harris. Harris working on Brewer, slides it over to Garrett. Garrett dancing around, gets past his defender, but into the arms of Rucker. Rucker flings it ahead to nobody, which is chased down by Patrick. Patrick back to Rucker. Rucker down low. Deans cleans it up with a easy layup. A layup line level attempt with no defenders around. Rucker pokes the ball out of Love's hands and out of bounds. It'll stay with the Chargers.
Chargers will see the 6'6" senior forward, Jaden Johnson, check in, trying to respond to the early post play from the Wolverines here in this one.
Johnson gets the inbound. Johnson sees it to Love. Love with the floater, no good. Pulled the string. Rebound pulled down by Deans. Hit ahead to Brewer. Champ Brewer goes back to Deans, who quickly fires to Rucker. One more to corner for Vachagote's three, and that one's off the mark. Johnson pulls down the rebound. Goes ahead to Harris. Harris now going to step into a three-pointer, and it does not rattle in. Rebound pulled down by Johnson. The putback no good. Vachagote ends the possession, and he's bumped by Love. He's got to throw it over to Deans. Deans has it taken away by Love. Love, without the numbers, pulls it out. Dances with Deans. One more to Jackson, and a three-pointer launched. Can't hit back iron. Rims out, and Harris going to launch his own three. Front irons it, and Dean stops the possession. Here comes Champ Brewer. Brewer going to rise up at the free throw line. Can't hit. Rebound pulled in by Jackson. Lawton High clinging to a 1-point lead as their bench boss pleads with them to calm down. In a back-and-forth game, Love gets the handoff. He's harassed. Dump off to Johnson with a seamless cut for a finger roll. So Johnson puts the Chargers back on top. Patrick tosses it over to Deans. Deans goes once more to Brewer. Brewer back to Rucker. Swings it back to Patrick. Patrick handoff to Rucker. Three-pointer from Champ Brewer off the mark. Put back by Vachagote, falls in. Lawton High back on top by one. Jackson into Johnson. Ball loose, dove on it by Rucker. Rucker gets the benefit of the whistle, as now we have a brouhaha with Antonio Love getting into it with a trio of Wolverines, and the benches are going to clear for Memorial. And now there's some pushing and shoving of plenty of whistles. Lawton High has stayed on their sideline, and the scorer's table is getting pushed into itself. Lawton High did an excellent job of staying on their bench. Memorial did not. The two head coaches shake hands and cool off. But great job by Lawton High of staying put. And the Zebras have a lot to discuss.
Seeing a plethora of Lawton administration make its way on the floor with A.D. Lorenzo Williams, District Coordinator Gary Dees, and Central Middle School Director Jada Silver all make their way on the floor to separate the Wolverines.
And I again have to tip my cap to Lawton High. I mean, they, of course, like they protected their player, but it was only the players on the floor who got into the kerfuffle, and they had their backs turned to Memorial, peeling off the offended Wolverine. So great control on the sidelines from the Lawton High head coach,
Chevis Smith. And the question here is going to be, usually the rule is if they leave the bench, it's a technical foul, an ejection for the bench members who did leave the floor. But now the question is going to become, on the sideline, what are they going to consider the bench area? Are they going to want to be as harsh and do offend and send every member from the benches that left?
Well, I've got to tell you, I don't know how much that the camera caught, but if they stick with the rule of ejections, there is no players left for Memorial, only the 5 on the floor, which has been done before where they had to stick with the 5 on the floor.
Alabama against Minnesota a couple years ago when Colin Sexton came onto the scene playing 3v5 in that contest after 2 of the 5 stayed on the floor fouled out in that contest.
And so the Zebras will explain everything. And again, it started with Lawton High diving on a loose ball with Rucker, and they called a timeout, which I think got awarded to them to retain possession. And then that's when the scuffling began.
And might I add, an athletic play by Coach Chevis Smith to come running in and award the timeout. It looks like the referee just gave the jump ball symbol to Coach Smith and pointed Lawton High's direction. Each bench has been assessed a technical, as Vic Mendez reminds the fans, don't leave your seats.
Well, after all that, Lawton High has the ball, which is all they wanted. So, favor Wolverines here as Patrick watches the ball skip back to Barney. Inside it goes to Deans. Deans with a lob pass to Vachagote, who puts the exclamation point on the alley-oop and cushions the lead to 3. Johnson harassed in the backcourt, fumbles the ball. He's pressured heavily, and the foul comes in on the backcourt violation. So Johnson does get the turnover, and Lawton High has new life, and this is not the bear you want to poke if you're the Memorial Chargers, because the Wolverines are high flying as the baseline cut from Vachagote caps off what's been an excellent third quarter that started tied, and Lawton High now has a 3-point lead. Deans turns around at the nail, tosses it out to Vachagote, who can also stretch the floor. Swings it one more to Barnes. Barnes dribbles in, kicks. Open look for Young. He's going to try to drive in the lane. Jelly layup, no good. Rebound by Fabian, and Fabian will toss it around to Johnson. Harris now runs the floor with Johnson. Johnson pitches it to Love. The rattled Chargers go baseline, trap there. Dumps it off inside, rising up, and he's fouled with the hoop and the harm for Jalil Cotton. Free throw up and good. Deans crosses the timeline, goes over to Young. Tie game again. Young into the corner. Vashagote gonna drive on Johnson, now kicks outside. Probing through the lane is Barnes. Back out to Vashagote, who's gonna launch a triple. Vashagote sinks it. The tray can cut it. Triple for Vashagote, who had the alley-oop slam and now has a three-pointer to push this lead back out to 3 for Lawton High and untie this game. Antonio Love weaves through traffic. The Euro step layup, no good. Vashagote got the rejection and bats the rebound out of bounds, and they're going to give the ball to Blue, and they pointed the wrong direction again, but it'll stay with Chargers, as it should.
As it should on the gridiron, with on the hardwood, Panay Vashagote is someone you don't want to get upset, as he seems locked in here in this third quarter.
Johnson inbounds. Harris, quick trigger three. No, missed everything. Deans hit ahead to Vashagote. Vashagote, showtime, reverse layup, no good. He put too much English on it. He tried to get too cute, and it pays for the Chargers, who sees Jackson's rejected by Deans. Deans hit ahead to Patrick. Patrick all alone, soars up for the finger roll and good. Lawton High gets 2 points out of the deal anyway, but they could have had a 4-0 run. We'll see if that comes back to bite them. Johnson gets bumped. Foul called late. And it's a timeout for the Chargers to keep possession, as the harassing Wolverines have flustered the Chargers in the third frame.
Are you ready for a debit card? Well, this card is more than you may realize. It's a reward-earning, style-affirming, money-managing, do-it-all debit card, like a key to the world. It's the Pay Me debit card from Communication Federal. Our Pay Me account pays you real cash that adds up fast, earning rewards when you use your card. So get a free Pay Me debit card today. It's secure shopping and payment power online or in stores. Sounds like you're ready. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Jackson will inbound from below the bucket after the timeout to retain possession. Gets it into Harris. Harris shadowed by Patrick. Jackson shadowed by Young. Jackson driving on Young, now trapped with him and Barney. Goes inside to Colbert. Colbert jump stop in the low block, rising up over Vashagote, no good. Vashagote on the miss. Vashagote shrugs off the attempt from Colbert to get the ball and tosses it over. Gets it right back. Vashagote swings it once more to Barnes. Barnes with a screen from Deans. Takes it. Tosses it outside to Young. Young has his entry pass denied, and Barnes collects it. Young gets it back to Vashagote. Vashagote goes back to Young inside the Deans. Deans turns around at the nail, now going to drive, turning in the paint, into the trees, tied up. So a jump ball called. Possession arrow does favor Lawton High. It should have switched to be Chargers ball after the last jump ball, and the table never switched to the arrow. And that's what the coaches are pleading from the Memorial sideline, and they're right, and the officials correct it. So now the arrow will stay on Lawton High's side, but it should have switched to begin with. You can excuse the table operators for falling asleep on the job after the tables got pushed into one another and pushed back, leading to that jump ball last time out. The Chargers will inbound. It goes over to Harris. So Fabian Harris watched like a hawk by Patrick. Patrick gets a bump foul.
Neither team in real danger. The bonus here, just a third to Lawton High, only 2 for the Chargers. So unless the whistles get hot, it'll be a bonus-free quarter.
Jackson with 26 ticks to go. Chargers need a bucket in a bad way. Shrugs off Young. Jackson driving right to the rack. Finger roll. Layup line stop is in. Deans comes down the floor, 10 ticks to go. Kick to the corner. Patrick lines up a three, can't knock it down. Harris has to miss with 8. The Chargers have to get it at the floor, they throw it away. It's going to be Harris to throw it back to Jackson. Jackson launching at half court, no good. And so Lawton High clings to a 3-point lead as we start the fourth quarter in moments from now on the Oklahoma Sports Network. So to start the fourth quarter with 8 minutes on the clock, Lawton High will inbound as they have it to Barnes, who tosses it back to Young. Young starts the drive, kicks to Vashagote. Vashagote probes the lane and kicks out. Barnes flings it again to Deans. Deans and Vashagote have hooked up for one lob, and it's Deans who loses it into the hands of Fabian Harris. Harris, trapped in the backcourt, picks up his dribble in no man's land, tosses it over to Love. Love has to get this ball across the timeline and does, fumbling its way to Jackson. Jackson then throws it away. Johnson has it. Johnson kicks to Love. Love ball fakes now, goes to Harris. Harris driving, lays it up, and no good, but the putback also no good. And the rebound goes down to Young. Young now going to race ahead with Patrick and Vashagote in transition. Young, floater up and good. Lawton High extends this to a 5-point lead as Love collects the inbound. Jackson, one more to Johnson. Johnson once more to Khalil Cotton. Cotton fouled on the floor. Going to be a citation issued to Barnes. Unless they just called it a simple out of bounds, which seems to be the case. So no fouls on either side so far with 6:54 to go in this contest. Moments away from crowning the third annual Great Plains Invitational Tournament champion as the end one for Jalil Cotton inches the Chargers closer. This can be a 2-point game if he sinks the free throw, brought to you by Trey Cutt.
Both teams going to be ever so curious, precious down the stretch. They're going to need to make the most of their chances at the free throw stripe if they want to take this one home.
Panay Vashagote with his third foul. It's just a 2-point game as Patrick has it, walking toward the timeline, skips it over to Vashagote. Vashagote backs down Jackson, kicks it outside. Young with a screen from Deans, goes over to Barnes, back to Young. Patrick has it now and fires it over to Barnes. Barnes going to drive in the paint, dump off pass to Deans, who rises up and lays it in. Deans pleading for a foul, doesn't get it, but he does get Lawton High a 4-point lead. Johnson goes over to Jackson. Jackson goes back to Johnson in the lane. Johnson Euro-stepping dump-off pass, and the Cotton shot is up and good as Jalil Cotton pours it in. Young dances around and has it poked free. Antonio Love on the breakaway. Barnes trying to catch up on the finger roll up, and good from Antonio Love. Tie game. 5:53 to go. Over to Deans. Deans kicks to the corner. Vashagote thought about a three. Will drive baseline, dump off to Tavarius Deans. Deans in the trees. Ripped away by Harris. Harris on the deck. Goes out to Jackson. Jackson pushed around by Barnes. Jackson has to get the ball up the floor. Now does. Once more to Fabian Harris. Harris driving in the lane. Fouled. Ripped down by Tavarius Deans. And that will be a chance for the Chargers to really settle themselves in this fourth quarter offensively with 2 fouls now on Deans and Harris to the Trey Cuddett charity stripe. First free throw, no good.
Rucker and Brewer checking into the game for the Wolverines, as well as number 11, Cam Highshaw, checking into the game for the Chargers.
First free throw up and good from Harris. Second free throw, I should say, to make it a 1-point game in favor of Tulsa Memorial. Vashagote brings the ball out, swings it to the top of the key. Champ Brewer, one more to Patrick for three. He lines it up, knocks it down. Anthony Patrick with his second Trey Cuddett triple, this time to give Lawton High a 2-point lead.
And if you're Memorial, you cannot let Patrick catch fire from out there. Been a lethal shooter all weekend.
Love, shadowed by Brewer. Love gets past Brewer into the lane. Cutting Harris with the finger roll, no good. Rebound pulled in by Deans. Deans to Rucker. Rucker races the floor right into the paint and tries to go to Vashagote. It's blown up by Johnson, but Rucker gets the loose change and a foul called on Harris, who tried to get back in the play.
High energy, high effort as the Coliseum crowd coming to life. Small showing from Tulsa Memorial made the trip down from Tulsa, bringing the noise on this near side as well.
Rucker will inbound. Third citation given to Harris. Rucker goes to Deans. Back to Rucker. Rucker back to Deans. Once more to Patrick. Patrick, rise up elbow jumper. Yes!
Patrick starting to catch fire here in this fourth quarter. Could make the difference as we're about halfway through this fourth quarter.
Johnson going to walk the ball up the floor on Vashagote. Rene Vashagote shadowing him the whole way. Johnson gets past Vashagote in the lane, and the deterrence from Vashagote at the rim stopped the initial shot, but does not stop Jalil Cotton, who gets the hoop and the harm, as Vashagote ripped him down while the shot was in the air. And that will send Jalil Cotton to the charity stripe. He's done it all tonight for the Chargers, and the third citation given to Tavarius Deans.
Cody Jackson checking back into the game for Cam Highshaw.
Free throw up and no good. So it stays a 2-point game as Rucker gets the feed from Vashagote. Brewer in the corner goes to the elbow with Deans. Kicks it once more to Patrick for three. And Anthony Patrick's offline. Harris chases down the miss. Harris goes ahead to Jackson. Jackson across the timeline, pitches it out to Harris. Harris racing toward the rack on Vashagote. Goes off the window and good. Not often do you challenge Vashagote down low and win, but Fabian Harris did so right there to tie the game. Vashagote swings it to Deans, back to Vashagote. Patrick, jab step, pulls it out. Over to Deans. Deans with a screen. Patrick for three, no. Rebound pulled down by Tavarius Deans, loses the ball. Rucker tries to save it, but it hits the baseline first and goes to the Chargers.
Alvy Young going to check back into the game for Marcus Rucker here. Young started twice this weekend. Vashagote gave him the nod instead of Young, but Young can get it done for the Wolverines in the sixth man position.
Johnson working on Deans. In a tie game, Johnson goes right inside the arc, kick out for Cotton. Cotton going to load up a three over Vashagote. The moon ball no good. Harris on the miss, and a loose ball foul goes against the Chargers as they point the direction of Lawton High, and this should be against Johnson, the only man tangled up with Deans. And they're going to seem to be reverse this.
They're going to try to give a foul to Marcus Rucker, who's currently sitting on the Wolverine bench. They'll reverse it to Deans, who Deans had the position on the box out, and number 21, Jaden Johnson, went up over the back on him to cause the fall. That'll be Deans' fourth.
And so 4 fouls on Lawton High because they had to issue the wrong foul. So the scoreboard's a bit off. Harris leaps up for the layup off the glass and good. And so the Chargers take a 2-point lead. Hit ahead to Patrick, gonna launch a three. Can't hit. Vashagote soars in. Johnson gets the rebound instead, and he steps on the baseline. It'll stay Lawton High basketball, and they'll have another chance at the 2:50 mark in a 2-point game.
Scoreboard read the wrong way at first. Got it corrected before the officials had to get involved.
Patrick swings it. Young gonna launch a long triple. Can't hit. Harris has the miss. Ill-advised shot, down 2. Johnson brings the ball across the timeline. Working against Brewer. Johnson fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. Goes to Young, goes to Love now, shadowed by Young. Antonio Love tosses it to Jackson inside Johnson. Johnson working on Young. Has the size battle in the paint, goes up, hits it. And they're going to call it on the floor and a travel in the process. An unbelievable call that will give Lawton High the ball down just 2.
2:19 remaining in this one. Seesaws back and forth. The crowd on their seats hanging on to every call, every whistle.
Here comes Young. Over to Patrick. Swings it back to Young. Young reverses it to Brewer. Young goes inside, dumps off. Deans blocked by Johnson. Harris has the block. Harris will now come up the floor. Tried to thread the needle. It's taken away by Champ Brewer. Brewer races down to Vashagote, who steps into a three-pointer and misses it. Brewer back out to Vashagote, who thought about another one but lets Young have it. Young passes up the wide open look to barrel inside and gets the blocking foul on Harris, who's already in foul trouble.
This is the second citation on the Chargers, so still a long way to go if the Chargers were to get the Wolverines to the stripe here for the bonus.
Fourth foul on Harris. Young going to launch his first Trey cut at charity stripe free throw. Hits the first. One more to top.
With just 100 ticks remaining in this one, big second shot here as we'll see Corey Barnes check into the game for Champ Brewer.
For the tie, Avi Young nets it. The Trey can cut it free throw, makes it 55 all. Love inbounds to Johnson. I should say Jackson. Jackson trapped, goes over to Love. Love pass Vashagote, now they got numbers. Harris wide open for 3. No, back iron. Long miss by Jackson, tosses it into Johnson. Johnson with defenders on his back, nails the layup. And the Chargers are up 2. Rucker barrels into the defender, blocking foul called on Jackson. As Deans draws the blocking foul on Cody Jackson with a $1:19 to go.
Third citation here on the Chargers. Next Wolverine whistle will put Memorial to the free throw line. 3
fouls on Jackson. Chargers want to have a little huddle before the inbound. They're going to have to wipe up the floor as the towel comes in from the sidelines. A nice lime green towel for the officials to wipe up some sweat. And so after the mopping session, there'll be $1:19 to go. Lawton High currently down 2. And this could take the rest of the evening.
Been able to cut the tension with knife here this whole fourth quarter, and this long stoppage kind of letting the room breathe a little bit for the first time here this evening.
Lawton High will inbound from the side with Young. Young goes to Barnes. Barnes commanding the offense. Goes out to Young. Young brings it around the perimeter. Going against Jackson. Jackson wiped away by a screen. Young in the paint over Harris. No good. Rebound pulled down. Harris has it, and he almost throws it away and does throw it away. It's going to be into the hands of Barnes. Barnes tosses it out to Young. Young scrambling down low on Johnson. Kicks it over to to Barnes. Barnes back out to Bashagote. And there's going to be a 3-second call on the Wolverines. Barnes, the guilty party in the paint, which wipes away a chance. How costly that 360 dunk attempt from Bashagote is proven to be in a 2-point deficit, and how costly that 3-second call could be if the Chargers can score, but they've had trouble even getting the ball across. Johnson now races to the rack, tosses it out to Harris. Harris, jab step to Love. Love, dump off, Cotton, glass, yes! Jaleel Cotton extends the lead. Now Lawton High has to strike fast. Bashagote sees a timeout from Lawton High's bench with 30 ticks to go. We'll take it with him.
Your job can get dirty. You need a solution. At Waste Solutions, we offer front-end loaders, roll-off containers, and dumpsters for any job, large or small. Our services are for everybody, from small businesses to contractors to construction companies and everyone in between. We are a locally owned company, and we've been serving our community for 21 years. We love Southwest Oklahoma, and we take care of our own. Every dirty problem has a solution. We're Waste Solutions. Click or call today.
.1 seconds, 59-55. Lawton High calls the timeout with 4 team fouls. Chargers have 3 in the lead. Possession arrow favors the Chargers. And Lawton High seeking its 3rd straight championship at the Great Plains Invitational in the 3rd annual edition. Memorial would be the first ever team not named Lawton High to win the trophy if they can hold on to this lead. Brewer has it in the backcourt. Goes up to Barnes. Barnes goes back to Brewer. Brewer reverses to Barnes. Barnes outside Patrick. Patrick once more to Brewer. Thought about a 3. Now takes a sidestep triple. Yes! Nylon for Champ Brewer on the Trey can cut it triple. Lawton High scrambling for a timeout to stop the clock, and they get one awarded to them in a 1-point game with 13.2 seconds. And it's a full timeout. We'll take it with them.
Arrow Sign Company has been serving Oklahoma and surrounding states for over 60 years. As a family-owned business, our focus has always been on driving people to your door, not just selling you a sign. From custom sign design and manufacturing to installation and service, Arrow Sign has the knowledge and experience to deliver the ideal sign for you while using materials of the highest quality to ensure that your sign will look great for years and years to come. We design and manufacture our signs for longevity, so you get the greatest return on investment possible. Arrow Sign Company, helping your business thrive since 1955.
11.2 seconds, Charger basketball with a 1-point lead. Love will inbound. Lawton High's next foul puts the Chargers at the line, which is actually advantageous for Lawton High, trying to protect the clock. Love runs the baseline, goes inside to Harris. Harris bumped by Brewer, and now the foul comes on him. Harris with critical. Trey cut it. Charity Stripe free throws.
Two timeouts for both sides remain here with 11.2 left. The ball does not advance in high school basketball, however.
First free throw, good. So as of now, the only way that the Chargers are on the wrong side of the scoreboard is with a triple. But he can take care of that with this free throw attempt. Brought to you by Trey Cutit. Scan the QR code and book your appointment today to avoid disappointment with 11.2 seconds. Someone will be disappointed after this game. He hits them both. So Lawton High needs a three. They get it ahead to Brewer. Brewer driving inside, launching one over two defenders, and he splashes it home. Champ Brewer with the exclamation point over two defenders with 2.5 seconds to go as the roof has came off this place in a tie game with 2.5 seconds for the Chargers.
And listen to the roar. The Coliseum is absolutely losing its mind. I don't know if the Coliseum's been this rowdy back since the Lawton Cavs were winning championships here at Ryland. Once again, 2.5, so the ball will not advance. So they'll have to go the length of the court or try a half-court heave in 2.5. Lawton High needs to be careful here, however, to not foul and send the Chargers to the stripe to win it. This matchup, Tulsa Memorial was seeded number 2 in this tournament, Lawton High number 1. It's been seen as a 5A state tournament preview, and it's lived up to everything it's been tabbed to be so far.
They've reset the clock to 4.5 seconds. More time to work with for the Chargers. Everybody on their feet. Jackson will inbound it. He runs the floor. Going to go to Love. Antonio Love racing down the floor. He's going to have a chance. At the buzzer, the floater. Off the backboard, no good. Overtime. Antonio Love had the perfect look under those scenarios. We couldn't settle this at the half. We can't settle it after the second. It's going to take overtime at the Coliseum to crown a champ after this.
Are you looking for more than just a job? Bar S Foods in Lawton offers a career with a competitive starting wage, opportunity for advancement, life and health insurance, including medical, dental, and vision, as well as 401k retirement plan. At Bar S, you can be proud of a company that gives back to the community. But most of all, you can take pride from making a quality product. Bar S Foods, making the best tasting hot dogs and smoked sausages, the food America likes to eat. So come be a part of a winning team and start your path to success today.
We're back with overtime action at the Coliseum. 61 all. It was tied 0-0. It was tied at the half. It's tied after 4. 4 minutes to crown a champion. Lawton High looking for their third straight. Memorial looking to become the only other champion of this Great Plains Invitational. The previous two both won by the Wolverines. 4 minutes on the clock. And Vashagote in there to jump with Jalil Cotton, just as they did hours ago to start this contest. The ball is tipped, won by Lawton High. Deans chases it down. Deans out to Brewer, the hero of regulation. A triple over two defenders sent us here. Barnes plays catch with Deans. Deans to Patrick. Patrick back to Champ Brewer. Brewer to Barnes. No shot clock, so this can be as limiting of possessions in this overtime as you want it to be. Barnes dancing around the perimeter. No pressure from the Chargers yet. Dean's going to drive in the paint. Lob it up to Vashagote. Vashagote kick outside to Patrick. Patrick gets inside. Back out to Vashagote. Lines up a three. Vashagote can't get the roll. Rebound pulled down by the Chargers. They're harassed underneath the basket. It's loose. Deans dives on it. Kick out to Brewer. Brewer saves it. Lawton High has another chance here.
Lawton High already killed a minute here, and ball has not been on the Memorial side of the floor.
Patrick walks around the perimeter. Goes to Brewer. Brewer to Barnes to Vashagote. Barnes controls it. Vashagote going to launch another triple. Can't hit this one either. Long miss back to Barnes. Vashagote controls it. Lawton High with a third chance. Vashagote loses it out of bounds, and it will be Charger basketball.
Long possession there for Lawton High. 2 minutes and a half gone in this overtime period.
Johnson gets the inbound. Back to Love, who had the clean look to beat it at the buzzer, couldn't get it to fall. Love takes the screen from Jackson. Love gonna drive, step back jumper. Rattles home. Antonio Love gets the friendly bounce, and the Trey can cut it triple to take the lead. It's a three-point advantage back to Brewer. Brewer to Deans. Deans in the corner. Patrick wide open. The shooter you want. Nails it. Anthony Patrick nylon. Trey can cut it. Triples exchange. We're back tied. Jackson. Across the timeline. Harassed by Barnes. Goes to Johnson. Johnson top of the key. Harassed by Patrick. Hand checking. Over to Jackson. Jackson in the lane. Rise up. Pass out. Harris wide open three. Fabian Harris can't see it fall. Wolverines wrestle for it. It's Patrick that has the rebound. Tie game. Patrick with the screen from Deans. Patrick cannot find the bottom of the net. Johnson has the miss. Johnson poked away. Tavarius Deans up and under. Fouled by Johnson. And Tavarius Deans head to the Trey can cut it charity stripe to unbreak this tie and give Lawton High a lead.
And I also remind folks at home, the fouls do not reset, so Lawton High is one away from the bonus. Chargers already sitting in the bonus here in this overtime period.
Deans creeps to the line. No trip at the Trey can cut it charity stripe. More important than this. It rims out. To give Lawton High a 1-point lead. Deans has a shot to do so here. Does. Jackson inbounds. Johnson. Shadowed by Brewer. Brewer tried to poke it free. Johnson now racing to the rack. One man to beat at the rim. Layup. Good. Chargers lead by 1. Inside 60 seconds. Here comes Young working against Jackson. Young needs a friend. Outside to Brewer. Brewer back to Young. Young thought about it. Goes to Brewer instead to Vashagote. Vashagote, hard drive kick out. Champ Brewer for 3. Why not? The hero of regulation does it again. Clock rolling. Chargers need to move up tempo down 2. Champ Brewer with 2 of the biggest Trey cut-it triples you'll ever see. Johnson working on Brewer. Johnson to the rack. Dump off past Cotton. No! Rejected off the glass by Vashagote. Lawton High harassed and fouled. Vashagote fired up After pinning the Chargers off the glass, their fleeting hopes of a championship falling through like sand through an hourglass. 15.8 to go with Young at the Trey Can Cut It charity stripe. They'll send Bashagote back on defense. No matter what happens at the free throw line, that's the most important part. But they can make this a two-possession game with a perfect trip. Pressure on Young. Avi Young can't hit. Best he can do is make it a three-point game. Young hits that one. Three-point game. Johnson gonna run the floor, goes to Jackson. Jackson harassed by Young. 8 seconds to work with. Harris trying to collect the basketball over to Love. Love launching, foul.
The motion he made might be on the floor, and it is on the floor. So with just 3 seconds left, all the Chargers can do is make it.
Love was clearly desperate for the heave.
Nope.
But they're not going to give it to him.
So all the Chargers can do in this one is make it a 1-point game, likely a make and then a desperation chunk for a miss and a rebound.
The Trey Can Cut It free throws. Love sinks the first. Timeout Chargers. We'll take it with them.
Goodbye, paperwork. Hello, convenience. Farewell, waiting. Hello, personal service. Catch you later, dreaming. Hello, planning. Buy your dream home, connect with a personal banker, and easily schedule an appointment with digital tools from Arvest Bank. Goodbye limits, hello possibilities.
We're back on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Chargers down 2 with 3 seconds left. Only 1 free throw remaining. And after the Charger timeout, you have to wonder if they're going to try to draw up a play for an intentional miss. Because after you foul Lawton High, you'd be going the length of the floor for a prayer. Neither situation ideal. Love still pleading his case that it was a shot attempt. All water under the bridge now. Bashagote and Dean's ready to wrestle for it. To secure Lawton High, their third straight. Front irons it, rebound by Patrick. Patrick fouled, and it's a jump ball call that favors the Chargers. If it's a jump ball, it's the Chargers' ball. This is a pivotal call in the game. The Chargers are going to catch a break. The bear hug goes from intentional foul to a jump ball. And it's a timeout for the Chargers with 0.9 seconds. So even though they're going to get the benefit of a blown call, they only have 0.9 of a second to work with. And this is why you get paid the big bucks to pace the sidelines. You got to draw up something pretty here because the shot has to come immediately after the inbound. Understanding that tensions are high, Lawton High has to not foul no matter what. Only 2 points separates them. Any foul for either side puts the other at the free throw line.
Lawton High is going to send Nikel Adams to check in the game, likely getting height to prevent from a sort of a lob play with only 0.9 to go.
Save the best for last. The very best game of this Great Plains Invitational Tournament comes in the championship contest. Patrick scrambles to pick up Love. Barnes will defend the ball, inbounded by Jackson. There it is, the 5-second count starts. Outside, Young, clean look for three. At the buzzer, no. Young had two perfect looks at the horn. Couldn't catch either of them. The Wolverines survive. For the third straight season, Lawton High wins the Great Plains Invitational Tournament, three-peating their way to owning this landscape in this tournament. And you have to hope we see that game again.
If we see that game in March in the fairgrounds, that would be a very exciting one. Two great teams, much respect shown here through the handshake line after the game. What a ball game to cap this thing off, Ryland.
It was a great game that sees Lawton High take home the grand prize. Second place Tulsa Memorial, but the all-tournament team will be littered with Chargers and Wolverines. After each side exchanges pleasantries, now they're going to give away the all-tournament teams and the trophies.
Vic Mendez, the public address announcer, asking the crowd to give one more round of a hand. Number 15, Jaleel Cotton. Number 22, Fabian Harris.
And let's begin the second place to the Great Plains Invitational. Thank you.
Lawton High will have all tournament members, and then they'll take home that gold ball.
Number one, Avi Young. Started 2 games, take a trip off the bench in this one, and played a big factor. Number 0, Corey Barnes, makes the all-tournament team for the Wolverines. And Tavarius Deans, number 2, will make MVP for the Wolverines of the 3rd annual Great Plains Invitational. LHS AD Lorenzo Williams will present the gold ball to the Wolverines, the first of many gold balls the Wolverines hope to hoist this year.
And so that'll do it. What a tournament it's been. Lawton High celebrating again as the Great Plains Coliseum Invitational clad in red and white. A three-peat. Until next time, be good and be good to one another.
Thanks for watching this presentation of the Oklahoma